All right, boys and girls. So update to the steering problems on this truck, I guess. The front end problems on this truck. It's been an ongoing issue. I was getting really irritated. I drove a vehicle on the lot. They actually have these Roush F250s now that's coming straight from Ford. They are freaking sweet. The setup is very similar to this BDS setup. It has the Fox 2.0s, all four corners. It also has the puck that goes down there underneath the spring, just like BDS's kit. The only thing I did notice on the other 250s that are Roush, their spring pack is different. You can see I have the basic spring pack in this truck. It's enough to get by with a decent trailer, but nothing heavy duty. And so the Roush one will come with an extra spring right here, and then the top overload spring that you would connect to your the bump stops right here, the bumpers, I guess you would call it, where that spring would start flexing on. And another thing that it comes with is a sway bar in the rear. And now that's like a camper special type of package, whatever. Very cheap at the dealership. The guy quoted me about 170 bucks for every single part. It goes right there to this lower shock mount, and then obviously around your pumpkin, and then to their shock mount comes up. You got your end links that will come up right here, and then the bracket goes right here to connect to your frame. It's like this big oval vanilla finger thing, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so it's big, like it's just this big oval bracket thing, and then has a hole in the bottom, and the end link goes to that. Boom, you got a rear sway bar. I heard it hurts articulation in the rear if you're going to go off-roading, so you can lose some of your travel. And I don't want that, because going out to the desert and stuff, you're gonna, some of those spots you go to, you're gonna kind of get a little nasty, especially if you got four-wheel drive. You're gonna want to go to that nice spot. I try to stay on the cement flats, but sometimes you gotta go somewhere else if you don't want to be bothered. Anyway, back to the truck, my truck anyway. So I've been having a lot of, I guess, bump steer issues, a lot of shaking on the steering wheel. You can feel it rattle, I should say rattle. And I originally thought that the rattle was coming from my ball joints. Well, one of the viewers, Mike, my last video, we were talking for a while back and forth, and this is what he suggested. Getting a big ass 3/4 inch breaker bar. Now this is kind of a short one. It's 19 inches long. It's a Cobalt. That's the only place that had them in stock yesterday, Father's Day. And I had a little break for my kids, even though, yeah, you want to hang out with your family on Father's Day, but my wife had to go see her dad, which is not doing so well on the cancer stuff. So let the kids go play with their grandpa, and they left me some time to clean up my toy hauler, get it ready for camping this weekend, and go buy this. So on both sides of this bolt, your screw head and your nut are going to be the same exact size at 1 3/16 inch or 30 millimeters. Now this is a 12 point. I prefer 6 points. They tend to be a little stronger and don't want to strip, but this is really solid. And so what I did, I'm not going to get into position because I don't really want to do that right now, but I basically put my feet on this tire, and I was laying on my side just like I am right now. Took both hands, and I gave this thing a super tug. I'm definitely feeling it this morning, my neck and everything, but it is what it is. Anyway, this thing moved, and I want to say it moved a good, a third of a turn or something like that. It was actually significant. I thought this thing was going to be snug. And now, keep in mind, this is only a 19-inch breaker bar, and Mike suggested I get a bar, polar bar at the end of this, so I can, get the enhance the torque on it, get out further on it. But I didn't want to go in the back. I was in the front here, and I didn't want to go all the way in the back and grab my my floor jack handles and everything. So anyway, it worked for the most part. It turned, right? And so he said I was getting a popping noise. So as I would turn either way and hit a dip of some sort, sometimes just a little bump, I'd hear this pop, and it was starting to freak me out. I'm going, man, this is horrible. So I didn't know what to do. I was losing faith in everybody. The off-road shop, obviously, you guys know, if you watched one of my other videos, do not ever go there. They were supposed to retorque everything for me, and when I went back, well, they probably sat around picking their nose and picking their asses like they usually do, and then just wrote everything up going, yeah, well, everything looks good. So, like I said, complete trash, idiots. My sales guy said he knows the manager over there. They're good friends. I should have name dropped, and I said, dude, I shouldn't have to name drop for quality service. That's BS, you know. I don't understand why people are like that nowadays. You know, don't pay attention to detail and have no pride in their work anymore. Anyway, I owe Mike a 30-pack. This definitely fixed. I don't have the freaking pop anymore. My steering wheel feels a lot tighter. By putting this stabilizer on, it did a lot. It did a significant amount, I do have to say. But when I lowered it down from 105 psi down to about 30, because when I'm towing, it does yank a little to the left, which eventually I might go the dual steering stabilizer down here with these 2.0s. But anyway, the pop's gone. The rattle is almost gone. I might give this one more tug with an extension on this breaker bar, but I am freaking stoked. It worked. It's I didn't think so. I was optimistic, so that's why I went and bought this crap, obviously. And well, it did what he said. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, my first solid front axle truck. So I guess this guy Mike, he does lifts on these trucks all the time, so he's very familiar, knows the way around a solid front axle and all the possibilities of what can go wrong and cause certain issues. And well, I listened to him, and it paid off. I mean, like I said, I'm just ecstatic that it feels so much more solid now. It doesn't feel like my old '68 Jimmy in my backyard where you can damn near turn the thing, you know, a quarter turn and it's still not even turning the tires. So anyway, if you guys are having the similar issue and you just think it might be your steering stabilizer, it might not be. It might just be a loose bolt on your track bar. And he was also telling me to make sure the track bar and upper drag link are parallel, and I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, they look parallel to me, to each other. So I think we're good there. I still do get a little bumps here, but that's kind of, I guess, the nature of these guys, these solid front axles. But I don't know. I'm happy. But I will give this another tug. Like I said, I'll give it a little bit more. I don't want to spend several $100s on a 400-something foot-pound torque wrench. So this was a great alternative. Albeit this breaker bar was $50-something, and that socket was a good $15. So I'll get ready to spend about $70 on this little setup. But now I got it for life, and if I run into an issue like this again, well, I'm just gonna torque it back down. Other than that, the truck's running great. I still have somewhat of an issue with the valving on these shocks. I don't really like how much the body rolls, but like I said, those Roush 250s on the lot, they got that the rear sway bar that I think would combat that, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't know. We'll see. I might end up taking these down to my local Fox place, the shocks themselves, and see if they can check them out. But anyway, you guys follow what Mike says. You see what his comments on my last video, and the guy's he's very knowledgeable. So hats off to him. Appreciate it, and yeah, keep on spreading that good knowledge, man. That's awesome. So that's pretty much all I got for this video. Go get yourself a breaker bar and a 30mm for that bolt. All right, later, guys.